This video is all the evidence you need to see that things are definitely planned. Let's talk about it. So we know there's a bigger picture going on of something, there's some kind of agenda happening, but let's talk specifically about something that affects every aspect of our economy. It affects you every single day. It affects every good and how it gets to where it needs to be. So the actions that we keep seeing, it seems very deliberate, because I don't have any other explanation than for the timeline of these things happening, then it's happening on purpose. And make sure you stay tuned to the end, because I have a different idea of what could be happening that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. So make sure you stay tuned to talk about that. But exactly what's happening? Well, diesel prices are at a record all-time high. And we've already known this, that gas prices are going up and they continue to skyrocket. But diesel affects everything. Farm equipment, truckers, everything that you need to get to the store requires diesel. All the food that is grown requires diesel. So this is going to affect literally almost every aspect of our life. So what is going on to say that this is on purpose though? Well, there's multiple things that I'm going to lay out for you, because there's just no way that this is happening on accident. Real quick, guys, thank you so much for watching me. It's a true blessing to have you as a viewer. Every view counts. Every view helps me and helps my life. Every like, every comment, every subscribe, it literally makes a difference in my life. So thank you guys so much, and you guys stay blessed. So one of the first things that happened last year is the Keystone Pipeline was shut down. Do you guys remember that? Right when we transitioned to a new leader, the Keystone Pipeline was shut down. So that just started the ball. But now there's something that just happened that's just getting deliberate. This is just to show you guys that this has been going on for a long time, and now we're reaching a tipping point. We've had the energy secretary laughing about high gas prices for Americans and just saying, well, I wish I could do something, but I can't, sorry. And then kind of bragging how it's going to be used to transition people off of gasoline. So this, I don't see how this cannot be deliberate at this point. People are laughing about it. This is affecting millions of people's lives. This is affecting the whole world. And now our leaders, our dear leaders, they are shutting down oil and gas leases in Alaska and the Gulf of Mexico, the two biggest oil reserves that we have, being shut down. For any new leases, any new sales, they're shutting down sales of leases. So right as diesel prices hit an all-time high, we are shutting down oil production in this country again. This already happened last year, and now we're doing it at a critical moment. I don't see the purpose of this. This is only going to hurt people, guys. This is really scary stuff. This is going to affect everything. And I've seen articles even warning now that there could be diesel shortages. So not just record diesel prices, but diesel shortages too. And this is going to devastate farmers, devastate truckers. All big machinery that runs the economy, runs the world, it runs off diesel. Planes, all this stuff is derivative of diesel. It's in the same class, jet fuel. So this is really gonna just put a big stopper. And now there could be a diesel shortage. What happens when truckers can't afford to drive their trucks? What happens when farmers just can't afford to plow their fields? It just costs too much money in diesel to go out there and run the machinery. This is the point we're getting to. Not to mention all the parts shortages that farmers and truckers and all other industries are experiencing right now too. That's just bogging everything down, slowing everything down. So what happens when it gets, why are we shutting down oil? What happens when it gets to the point where it's just not economical for people to do this anymore? This is not the way to implement an agenda. Like, I understand people have, you know, different agendas of what they want to do, but this is a shutdown, guys. This is not how you go about it. This is not, you know, persuading people with the best idea. This is just the government forcing industries to shut down and shut down production of critical resources that we need right now. So what were we talking about earlier? I said there's something possibly bigger going on that could really cause us huge issues with this diesel and gas problem. Well, we've been releasing historic amounts from our oil reserves. The country has oil and gas reserves for emergency uses and primarily for the military in case there's some kind of event. And we've been draining and draining these reserves. And it hasn't even made a difference. There's been no difference. Gas prices are still at record high. Diesel is still at record high. It doesn't make a difference. So why are we draining these strategic reserves that the military needs in case there's some kind of event where we can't be drilling anymore, or we need this massive amount of oil right away to fill tanks, ships, planes, all these different things? Why are we draining our reserves when there's this huge conflict boiling over overseas? It doesn't make sense. And not to mention all the other shortages to do with parts that have to do with our military as well. So chips and different things like that could start affecting them too. So these are all things we're being left out in the dust, guys. I hate to say that, but we are being left out there, and there's nobody coming to help. We have our leaders laughing at us. This is sick. This is messed up. People are really hurting right now. It costs more money for some people just to drive to work than the money they make, you know, or they're just taking out a huge chunk of their paycheck just to get to work. And we have been told that we don't want gasoline engines anymore. We don't want gas cars. We want you to have electric cars that can only travel X amount of miles. So it's all controlled. You know, you can't just have a big gas tank in the back of your truck so you can drive for, 20 hours without stopping. It's going to be, you can only drive 3, 6, whatever hours they determine. And eventually, why do you think they're pushing all this 5G? Eventually, they want driverless cars. They don't want you to have the freedom to be able to drive your car around, because a gasoline engine does provide you a lot of freedom. You can just start it up out in the middle of nowhere and get out of there. You don't have to wait for something to charge or anything like that. As long as you have a tank with gasoline, you can get anywhere. And, that's a big freedom. A lot of countries, like a lot of places in Europe, most places in the world, they don't just have cars like we have in America, and we can just drive around so much, and we can travel so much. Like, they don't really do that over there. They don't really have cars. They take, trains and buses and stuff like that. So this is a freedom it's under attack. I hate to say that, but it's just true. And it's also a freedom that just affects every aspect of our supply chain and our economy. So I don't really know what we can do to prevent this, because things like food, we can grow our own food. We can plant a garden. We can buy food now to hedge against inflation. We can cut back, but we can't really do much about gas prices. If you have to travel X amount of miles every day to work and your car only gets X amount per mile, then there's not much you can do to really cut back. I guess just not go anywhere, not do anything, just stay in your house all day. So that's what they want for us. You remember how things were. That's what they want for us. You know what I mean? It's all just about control, taking away our freedoms one by one by one. And this is critical. Like gas, oil, diesel, these are the lifeblood of our economy. They keep everything moving. So if these are squeezed out, then it's really just all they need to shut down the economy and to really cause an economic disaster. Make sure you're getting your preps, guys. Let me know what prices are in your state, your area. I know it's different all throughout the country. I've seen truckers all over the place saying the diesel prices, and every time they say it, it's like insane. Like, how are they supposed to pay this? You know, it's some places almost $7 for a gallon of diesel gas. That's just ludicrous. So let me know what you guys are seeing. What are you seeing in your area? Are you seeing any shortages? You seeing gas prices still continue to go up? They just went up here last week. And hit that thumbs up, hit that sub, hit that notification, guys. You guys rock on all the subs, all the views, everything. I'm super grateful for you guys. Thank you guys so much. And you guys have a blessed day. Thanks, guys.